And we have returned. Let's start the next case. You're gonna get to go for free again. This is case number 9. Shooting Star. Well, Matthew, it's been a week since the earthquake hit, and it's still chaos here in the financial center. Relief efforts are ongoing, and the extent of the damage hasn't yet been fully assessed. But one thing is for sure, it'll be a long time before the district returns to normal. But one thing that's definitely going ahead as planned is the movie premiere of Transmutators 9. It's taking place in the aftermath of the earthquake. Carter is a huge fan of the series. Personally, I think they're just explosions and robots with no real storyline. But this is not the time to begrudge people some lighthearted distraction. Lighthearted distraction? You can't forget about that, Matthew. There's been an attack at the movie premiere. There are reports of a fatality. What? Matthew, if there is an attack on the red carpet, we better head over there at once.
Do you really think that figures Lawrence?
What do you think?
I don't believe it. I'm sure just what?
We ran the DNA
Right.
from Missy Woman's toothbrush against the DNA of the finger. Problem was, there were 6 loci, so the results are consistent, but don't individualize.
It could go up more. There's
Or 10,000 other people in the tri-state area.
what about the nail polish?
It definitely matches the polish in Mrs. Vance's bathroom.
So it's looking good.
They were bad. The lab also identified the substance in the skin. It's chlorine, which you usually don't find inside a dog.
Mrs. Vance's sister just flew in from Miami.
I
Alright.
haven't talked to Lauren in a couple of weeks, but that happens. I'm busy. I came as soon as I heard. It's
Oh boy.
You're referring to Mr. Vance?
Lauren wouldn't go away without telling anybody. Have you talked to her friends? I know some names.
Can you give us a list?
Oh, there's a wallet.
Okay, fine. The last time we talked to your sister, did she say new friends, no boyfriends, travel plans?
No. She said it was raining in New York. I told her that she was something's happened to her. I know it.
There's the first star.
Well, what can I do?
If anyone has seen her or has any information, please call. Please help.
Yes, your sister is watching this, Ellen. Do you have a message from her?
Yes.
Oh no, Matthew. That's Ronald Rooney, the star of the Transmutators movies. He's been shot in the chest. It sure is brazen to kill a celebrity at their own red carpet premiere in front of cheering fans and journalists. Mind you, according to the reports, everyone fled the scene in a panic. The killer must have taken advantage of the chaos to run away, too.
Maybe she just
On the plus side, this also means they didn't have time to get rid of the evidence. What did you find, Matthew? Nice one. That wallet must have belonged to the victim. Let's take a look inside. And I agree, putting that broken keychain together might still lead us to a witness. Matthew, the press has already gotten wind of this murder, so it's up to us to solve it before it becomes a full-on media circus.
$100,000 reward. Your husband will turn himself in and make the accounting easy.
You didn't find any blood in his townhouse, right?
So he strangled her, or he drowned her, or he killed her somewhere else.
Then he dumped the body, but first he stopped in Ulster County to throw her hands to a couple of dogs he saw chew up a cat.
18 hours, and I'll see you guys when Martine finishes that. And I gotta get some stars, so sit tight, everybody. Okay, I got 10 stars. Savannah Blake. Grimsboro Park Hotel. Matthew, this key is for a room at the Grimsboro Park Hotel. And I recognize the guest's name. Savannah Blake is the female lead in Transmutators 9 in the Transmutators 9 movie. Carter has a massive crush on Savannah Blake. The rumor has it she's dating a royal. Anyway, I digress. The poor woman must have fled back to her hotel after the chaos following the shooting, but she won't be getting into her room without that key. Good idea, Matthew. Let's return the key to Savannah and see what she can tell us about her co-star's murder. Officers, if you're here to ask about what just happened, I'm not ready to talk about it. We understand that you must be in shock, Miss Blake, but time is of the essence. Did you witness the shooting? No, I didn't see anything. I was blinded by the photographer's flashes. Then panic broke out. Everyone was screaming and running. The next thing I heard, people were saying that Ronald was dead. Ronald was more than just a co-star to me, Senior Trooper Matthew. He was a friend. I knew all his little quirks, like how before a premiere he always insisted on eating at Benibana Sushi. But now he'll never eat sushi again. Thank you for your help, Miss Blake. We'll be sure to check out that restaurant at once.
Are cream conditioners bringing your hair down? From the world's #1 Pantene Light Foam Conditioner.
Alright.
Full of rich Pro-V nutrients. And infused with air. Conditioning with 0% weight.
I see a clue. In fact, I think I see two clues.
Foam conditioner. Whatever their sensitive skin gets into, get it out without free flavor. Only all recommended brand by dermatologists and 100% free of perfumes and dyes. Try it now. Remember the recommended brand for sensitive skin.
Restaurant Hill. Okay. 4 seconds, no doubt I got the first star for sure. Pretty sure I might have all stars collected. Let's see what happens. This restaurant sure is swanky, Matthew. I'm not surprised someone like Ronald Rooney would come to eat here. And you're right, this receipt was signed by him. The rest of the ink's been rubbed away. Can you recover it? It's anyone's guess who the cell phone might belong to, though. But if they were here earlier, they might have seen our victim. Let's see if we can crack that password.
Anything, even a red hot mascot.
Most a $2,800 bill. So according to this receipt, our victim ordered a Diet Cola, some gyoza, but wait, what's this? There's an item which reads restaurant damage, $2,800. Damage? But this place is pristine, Matthew. Perhaps the restaurant owner could shed some light on this. Yoshinobu Akagi. Okay. By the way, in case you're wondering, that's Law and Order in the background, but please disregard all that. Mr. Akagi, we'd like to ask you a few questions about Ronald Rooney. Why did you bill him for restaurant damage when he visited earlier today? Look, we get a lot of celebrities in here, Senior Trooper Matthew. Some of them are better behaved than others. Mr. Rooney doesn't usually cause trouble. But the last time he visited, Rooney and his buddies got wasted and trashed the place. I don't know what got into him. Mr. Rooney was in no state for me to ask him to pay for repairs, so I waited until he came back today. He took it like a gentleman, though. He apologized for his behavior and paid up. No questions asked. He's welcome back here anytime. Haven't you seen the news, Mr. Akagi? Ronald Rooney was murdered earlier today. What? No, I've been in the kitchen all evening. Mr. Rooney's dead?
I'm
Afraid so.
Fell for her zeal in pursuit of truth and justice. That sounds like you. She probably knew that. She did her homework. She was a lousy reporter.
Okay.
Let's see.
041 396 285. Here we are. Well done cracking the password map on that cell phone. And look, there's a post on social media network Buzzer. A woman posted a selfie here in the restaurant, holding a magazine with Ronald's face on it. And the caption reads, "Hoping to get this autographed." This woman is clearly a fan of our victims, Matthew. If she met Rooney before the murder, it might be worth speaking with her. Let's see if we can identify her in the database.
Beat us to death with it if we continue against Vance. Against Vance? If we don't find anything against Carl. You're making me dizzy. Decide whom you want to prosecute. It's routine, Mr. Bond. I just need to prep your testimony against Mr.
1,
I'm not really comfortable about this. What is it, friend?
2,
We need you to establish his motive. Roland Vance told you she was looking for his
3,
I'm not sorry work. You tell the police.
bam, 4. Annie Schmidt. So the woman who posted a selfie waiting to get her victim's autograph is a certain Annie Schmidt. Apparently, she's the president of the official Ronald Rooney fan club. I guess we better go and see if this Annie managed to meet Rooney in person, Matthew.
We must have a combination meeting out there with you, but we can't prove that.
Alright, look, if I help you on this, and it comes some sort of dog fighting thing, it's gonna have to become a big deal.
Excuse me, are you Miss Schmidt? Oh, I didn't see you there, officers. Please excuse me, I haven't been able to stop crying since I heard the news about Ronald.
Take your cooperation.
My entire life revolved around him. He was the greatest man on earth. I spent every minute following his movements online, moderating the fan club forums. Yes, we gathered that you were a fan when we found your phone at the sushi restaurant. Thank you for returning it to me, Senior Trooper Matthew. I went there hoping to meet Ronald, but I missed him by a matter of seconds. All I ever wanted was a chance to see him in the flesh. Now he's dead, and I never will. I don't even know what the meaning of life is anymore.
First I tried to protect Bernie, then I
That
helped
sucks.
get him arrested. So now I know.
Safe to say I met my fair share of famous people in Hawaii. Which was my former news anchor and one of my local news stations, KIT4, the ABC News affiliate, and I met Denise. You might know her from ABC News. Matt, let's take a look at that folded paper you found in the victim's wallet. The note reads, "You deserve to suffer like you made me suffer." And look, that's a picture of our victim with a target on him. This is clearly a threat to our victim, Matthew, which means it came from his killer. Let's get it to Kathy at once.
Mr. Colin was here earlier. He sent over a bottle.
3 hours, and I'll see you guys when these two are done. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. And let's get the results of the cutout letters first. Hello, Matthew. This threat you sent me reminds me of one of my guilty pleasures. You enjoy sending anonymous threats to people in your free time? Not quite, but you might have noticed that the message and the photo were cut out from a magazine. I thought I recognized the style, and a little research confirmed it. This typeface is specific to Hearsay Weekly, one of America's most well-known gossip rags. That's your guilty pleasure? I didn't have you pegged as the type to enjoy celebrity gossip, Kathy.
Work would happen Sunday through Thursday from 8
I do, and clearly I'm not the only one. Your killer cut out their message using the latest issue. So our killer reads Hearsay Weekly. They'll have plenty of time for reading once you got them behind bars, Matthew.
Again, the following week, same 3 days, admission 1 to 2 months, depending on the time schedule of hours. Admission fees and the rides will be discounted. You can ride on over to our website at KJT.com.
And on Saturday, don't forget it's St. Patrick's Day.
Well, Matthew, I always hoped to meet Ronald Rooney, but these weren't really the circumstances I had in mind. I didn't know you were a fan of the Transmutators movies, Martine. I expect Carter will be devastated by the news of Rooney's death, too. The hot ones are always the first to go. Anyway, your victim was killed by a single shot, which struck him in the chest. The shot couldn't have been fired from a long range, so the killer must have been hiding in the crowd at the movie premiere. I managed to retrieve the bullet, and Rita confirmed that it was fired from a big Bauer P253 pistol. What's more, I found traces of a mixture of celery juice and cayenne pepper on the bullet. The killer must have had it on their hands when they loaded the gun. Celery juice and cayenne pepper? That doesn't sound like an appetizing combination. It's not, but it's a common ingredient of a so-called juice cleanse. It entails consuming nothing but juice for days, supposedly to lose weight and detoxify the body. I practically live off the stuff and I participated in beauty pageants. It's vile. So at least now we know our killer is on a juice cleanse. Well, the killer will have bigger concerns than their weight once you caught them, Matthew.
That's because she goes beyond brushing with Apt Mouthwash. Apt freshens breath and strengthens an area, protects teeth from harmful acids, and helps prevent cavities. Protect your smile every day. Go beyond brushing with Apt. Affordable.
Matthew, I thought the people of Greensboro needed some fun and distraction after this earthquake that devastated parts of the city. But instead of entertainment, the premiere of Transmutators 9 brought us a high-profile murder investigation. Ronald Rooney, the lead actor, was shot dead on the red carpet. And his shooter seems to have taken advantage of the ensuing chaos to flee the crime scene. None of our suspects saw anything. Rooney's co-star, Savannah Blake, was understandably shaken by the experience, and his devoted fan was inconsolable. Matthew, we're going to need new leads if we're going to solve Ronald's murder. Then you might want to get down to Greensboro Park Hotel, Matthew. A press conference on Ronald's death is just about to start.
The KHON2 News at 9, working for Hawaii. Well, our weather is beautiful just in time for the weekend. We don't really have any sources of heavy rain, although we could see some showers to start the day tomorrow. Rainfall moderate into the weekend.
And I'll see you guys for Chapter 2. And we're back now. Let's start Chapter 2 of Shooting Star.
Love it. Gold Bond neck and chest in the body lotion ad.
Well, Matthew, the premiere of Transmutators 9 certainly managed to raise our adrenaline levels, just not the way we expected. Ronald Rooney, the lead actor, was shot dead on the red carpet. The shooter used the ensuing chaos to escape without anyone seeing them, leaving only a host of grieving suspects. But we'll need more than that if we're going to solve this murder. Then you might want to get down to Greensboro Park Hotel, Matthew. The director of the Transmutators movies is just about to start a press conference about Ronald's death. They're holding a press conference? Then we better get over there quickly, Matthew.
For years I thought I was lactose intolerant. Turns out
Quite a bit of energy coming my way.
Now with A2 milk, I can finally enjoy cereal.
It's totally natural and having all the protein is called
Cereal, smoothies, coffee,
My code. Today we lost one of the greats of modern cinema, Ronald Rooney. What a talent. On set, Ronald dealt masterfully with everything that I, as a director, could throw at him. Big explosions, small explosions, computer-generated explosions, real explosions, you name it, Ronald took it in his stride. I know that many among you will feel the loss of Ronald as sharply as I do. But never fear, because you can still see him in Transmutators 9, coming soon to a theater near you. Thank you for coming, and good night. Actually, Mr. Cove, before you go, we're going to need a word with you.
Must have
been filmed way in advance.
Sometimes it makes you never back.
Hey, Mike Cove got a good pose there. Touching speech, wasn't it, officers? I've always had a talent for connecting with an audience. Quite. Mr. Cove, you worked closely with Ronald Rooney. Can you think of any trouble in his life? Or anyone wishing him harm? Lord, no. Not at all. This morning we did interviews to promote Transmutators 9 together, and nothing foreshadowed he'd be shot tonight. I thought an earthquake-ravaged city would be the perfect backdrop for my disaster film, but I didn't expect my star to die. At least the death is a good publicity for the movie. I hear Hearsay Weekly is dedicating an entire issue to the shooting. Your compassion is overwhelming. And speaking of the shooting, where were you when it happened? I missed the whole thing. I hadn't even arrived at the premiere when Ronald was killed, Senior Trooper Matthew. Now if you'll excuse me, I urgently need the bathroom. It's one of the side effects of this juice cleanse Savannah and I are on.
Rose, what is going on?
Well, Mr. Cove is quite a character, Matthew. But you're right. If the victim was at the press junket here this morning, we should take a look around.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the evening of lesbian poetry.
Here we go.
Rose, to tell you the truth, it just wasn't the swell time I had in mind. Look, I'm starting to get a little suspicious.
I do believe you're jealous.
I'm sorry for the tone, but I am a little bit cranky and tense for all the obvious reasons. Look, something is wrong. Now, are you seeing another man? And don't touch my nose.
I just can't be with you now.
Oh, well. All right, then. I can't see you either. Goodbye.
You mean good night?
I think I mean goodbye.
Here we go. Oh, hold on.
Just as I thought, no. Rose, what's the matter? Miles just left me. Oh, this bull branch. Because of you and your lousy advice, I've lost Miles. So if you're gonna come on with this attitude, it matters more than How was your day with Tony? Do you enjoy getting old ladies in trouble?
Wow, you slept with him, didn't you? Come over here.
Matthew, this is a box of bullets.
Look me in the eye.
And you're right. Those bullets are a perfect match for the big barrel P253 pistol Rita said was used to kill our victim. There's no doubt these belong to our killer, Matthew. We need to collect a sample of that substance on the box.
Would you?
As for that plastic crate, if you believe there might be a clue inside, we'll have to crack that lock.
Same old story. Girl meets boy, girl loses boy, girl can't remember her address, so cat just circles and circles and circles. You told him you loved him and he didn't say it back, am I right? I just wanted to hear someone say I love you to me one more time.
Oh, no. Would it make you feel better if I told you I love you?
here. All of a sudden I feel like singing. Take me to a piano bar. I'm going to sleep. If Tony calls, tell him I faked it. Please.
Golden Girls on in the background. Matthew, let's get that subsidy collected from the killer's box of bullets to Rupert.
So can you join us?
Yeah, Ma, you can't sit there waiting for a call forever.
Who's waiting for a call? Hello? That was him. I could hear him breathing. He wants to make sure I'm home and not with some other guy. I have to make him jealous. Dorothy, put on a suit and tie. Let's go back to his hotel.
No, I'm not going to put on a suit and a tie. I just satisfied Blanche. My mother wants to date me.
I suppose that's my fault too.
Four,
You have been giving out some very bad advice.
449.
I have had such bad advice since my drama teacher told me I'd be perfect for the lead in The King and
93443.
Here shaves her head and doesn't get the part. But you don't think I know anybody like that now. You
34991.
think the advice I gave was bad just because it devastated 4 lives.
Blanche, when are you going to realize you have to be responsible? This isn't a game. You're playing around with the emotions of real human beings.
Now that you open that crate, Matthew, let's take a rummage inside.
Yeah, you right where you want him. I'm not listening to you anymore. Dorothy was right. You got me into trouble. You got Rose into trouble. You'd get Dorothy into trouble if anyone was interested in her. So see if the trouble doesn't give up. She fights for her man. She can overcome anything. She needs $10 for a cab.
Saturday, March 24th.
There we go. Louis LaRue's press badge. That press card you found in the crate belongs to a Louis LaRue. Matthew, that name sounds familiar somehow. Right, you met a journalist called LaRue while you were looking into that missing social worker. Well, if he was here for the press junket, there's a good chance he interviewed our victim. Let's talk to Mr. LaRue.
She's how we communicate with those we love. But does psoriasis ever get in the way? Embrace the chance of 100% clear skin with Tums. For people with moderate to severe psoriasis, up to 90%.
Senior Trooper Matthew, just what I hope to see. Can you give CCN a comment about the progress of Ronald Rooney's murder investigation? No comment. And actually, we hoped you'd help us. We believe you interviewed the victim earlier today. Yeah, I did. What can I say? Interviewing self-obsessed stars isn't the kind of journalism I expected to do when I joined CCN. I couldn't care less about how Ronald Rooney compares for a role, or what his superpower would be if he had one. But that's what we talked about. Well, his death must have given you something more thrilling to report. Yes, it was quite the scoop. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw him go down on the red carpet like that. Anyway, if you're not giving me any exclusive info on the investigation, Senior Trooper Matthew, I've got a dash to start digging elsewhere.
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in. So I talked to my doctor. She said,
Symbicort can help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for some symptoms. Symbicort
Now let the white liquid run its course. I'll see you in this. And we are back, and let's get the results of the white liquid from Rupert. Matthew, have I ever told you how baffled I am by the Americans' dedication to their pearly whites? You haven't, no. But what does that have to do with the sample Matthew collected from the killer's box of bullets? Well, the substance was, in fact, a hydrogen peroxide gel which acts as a bleaching agent. And in this case, it's the kind of bleaching agent found in teeth whitener. Your killer's sporting some sparkling white gnashers. So our killer uses teeth whitener. finally making some headway into this investigation, but we need more leads if we're going to put Ronald Rooney's killer behind bars. I agree, Matthew. Taking another look at the sushi restaurant Ronald visited before his death might prove useful. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Chopra made it one of the black fellow had a spotless record of officer. She said, wasn't ever a question where you were at some of the comments of our Sergeant Mark Follow was that we went to
I'm going to go ahead and change to cat this time.
His performance as being there. At the end of testimony today, the city filed a motion to dismiss the union's complaints. It's not clear now when the labor board will make a decision. Morales, KHON to news.
The Hawaii Emergency Management Agency has a new administrator, retired U.S. Navy Captain Thomas Travis. He was part of the response team after Hurricane Katrina. He says job one is restoring the public's trust by developing clear vision and improvement.
Torn fabric.
Primary focus will be on communication and education.
Very important for all of us.
So soup.
So one of my priorities is to be sure that we're expected to do.
There we go.
He's replacing Vern Miyagi, who resigned after the full based out for Harvard Law in the military. Following up, Southwest Airlines, one step closer to coming to Hawaii. It's been issued a permit to use the Daniel K. Inouye. The Transportation Department wanted to issue the carrier a month.
Well spotted, Matthew. That iPair watch has our victim's initials on it. What better way to learn more about our victim than by looking at his smartwatch? Let's see if we can guess his password. And you're right, we should stitch that torn fabric back together too.
Do you notice it doesn't take police as long anymore to do traffic investigations on scene, and they remote the world a lot faster than before?
I'm gonna do the smartwatch first, as a matter of fact.
Across the state. Sam Madison
Meet the Leica Sanitation. The information collected mapped creating a three-dimensional diagram.
So that can be anything from the road to gouge marks on the road, pieces of debris.
Matthew, you unlocked our victim's smartwatch, but it'll be quicker for Kathy to go through it. You're right. Let's send it to her.
Compared to the old method, how efficient is this Leica scan station?
There's a night at again, is collecting more evidence more accurately and doing it in a faster time.
Which means drivers are waiting a lot less for lanes to open up.
It's cut down our on-scene or closure times quite a bit.
Hawaii County and Hawaii each have one Leica scan station. Maui has one for its traffic division and another for criminal investigations. Honolulu has 5. The scanners cost about $100,000 to $200,000. A couple of the counties use
There we go.
say the benefits outweigh the cost.
In my opinion, I think this is the absolute.
Dang, that sweater is quite the statement price. Piece. Statement piece. It says Ronald Rooney Official Fan Club. Matthew, we've only met one person who could possibly own a sweater with Ronald's face on it. But why would Annie have torn it up? Let's ask her.
An update for when the Hawaii stores plan to close.
Got a news tip? See something newsworthy? We want to hear from you. Report it at KHON.com. Keep it your info.
Miss Schmidt, we found your Ronald Rooney fan club. Oh dear. Senior Trooper Matthew, I hoped I wouldn't have to tell you this story. You already know that Ronald's been my idol forever, but this is the first time I've managed to save enough money to come to his premiere. I read in Hearsay Weekly that he loves Benibana sushi, so I went there hoping to meet him. And I lied to you when I said I'd missed him, Senior Trooper Matthew. He was there. I was just too embarrassed to admit what happened when I asked him for an autograph. Rooney laughed and said he didn't take photos with ugly people. He said that I had a face that would stop a clock. I tore up that sweater there and then. I was so stupid for thinking someone like Rooney would talk to someone like me, Senior Trooper Matthew. I'm ugly and fat. Even that juice cleanse I did wasn't enough to help me shift the pounds. Miss Schmidt, you're neither of those things, and Ronald had no right to make you feel this way. I just hope that his words didn't push you to kill him. And that's going to do. I'll let the iPair watch run its course. I'll see you when that's done. What up, people? We're back now, and we're going to get the results of the victim's iPair watch. I've got to say, Matthew, I don't envy celebrities, even if I do enjoy reading about them. It's so hard for them to maintain any privacy. Take your victim, for example. He erased everything in his iPair storage on a regular basis. That's no surprise, given how many celebrities have had their cloud storage hacked. But does that mean you didn't find anything interesting on our victim's smartwatch, Kathy? I'm afraid all I found were messages from a guy called Yoshinobu. He seems to have been close friends with Ronald. They spoke almost every day. Yoshinobu? Like Yoshinobu Akagi, the restaurant owner we met earlier? Matthew, when we spoke to him before, Mr. Akagi made it sound like Ronald was nothing more than a customer. Let's ask him why he lied. Mr. Akagi, why did you fail to mention that you were good friends with Ronald Rooney when we spoke to you earlier? Ah, Senior Trooper Matthew, that's because I wasn't sure what to say. Ronald and I had known each other since college, you see. We kept in touch all these years. Of course, our lives took us down different paths. Him being glamorous and famous, and me just serving sushi, but we remained good friends. So when I heard the Transmutators 9 premiere was happening here, I asked him to take me along, give me a VIP ticket or something. I imagined my red carpet pictures appearing in Hearsay Weekly. I even whitened my teeth and went on a juice cleanse to look my best. But when I asked Ronald to take me to the premiere, he got furious. He said I was exploiting him, that he always knew I just wanted to use him for his fame. Was that when Rooney trashed your restaurant? Yes. Yes, Senior Trooper Matthew. I never knew Ronald could be like that. I guess I never really knew him at all. Matthew, TV and movies often give us the impression that we know what celebrities are like in real life. But this case shows that nothing could be further from the truth. Ronald wasn't at all the type of person I want my son to look up to. Not only did Ronald trash Mr. Akagi's restaurant simply because the latter wanted to be invited to a movie premiere, but he also told his devoted fan that she was too ugly to have her photo taken with him. With behavior like that, who knows, it might have been driven to kill him. Who knows who might have been driven. Matthew, there's something you need to see. Your victim got into an argument just a few hours before he was murdered. We'll find out who that was in Chapter 3. Don't go anywhere. And we're back now, folks. And let's get the result, or let's start Chapter 3, excuse me, of Shooting Star. An argument? Who with? Let me show you the video and you'll see for yourself. It's all over social media. Ronald, according to one of your exes, you didn't live up to your famed stature between the sheets. Excuse me, LaRue, but what the heck does that have to do with me doing my own stunts in Transmutators 9? Well, perhaps your lady lovers would have been better off if you used a stuntman in the bedroom. How does it feel to know your past lovers are calling you a disappointment to anyone who will listen? I don't have to take this crap. I'm out of here. Did the cameras catch it? Did you get them storming off? Matthew LaRue told us he wasn't into interviewing celebrities, but he looked like he enjoyed pushing Ronald's buttons. Yeah, with what he said about Rooney's ex-lovers, it definitely sounds like he was trying to provoke him. Let's go have another chat with that intrepid reporter and see why he might have pulled a stunt like this. I've had my fair share of meeting some people, mostly some people in my home state of Hawaii. Like, for instance, I did meet my most favorite newscaster, Yunji Denise at KITV4, my local ABC News affiliate. I've pretty much met almost everybody there. And in fact, I can say I've actually met at least one person from all three of my local news stations. Hawaii News Now, KITV4, and KHON2. All three affiliates, NBC, KGMB, and NBC, KGMB, or CBS rather, and Fox, of course. They're all my local news affiliates. Mr. LaRue, your interview with Rooney a few hours before he was killed is exploding the internet. Why all the provocation? Why else? I provoked him because I wanted the interview to go viral. If I was stuck talking to dumb actors, at least I'd make a splash, make my bosses notice me. And did they? Oh yes, but not the way I intended, and it was all that Rooney's fault. After that interview where I poked at his sore spots, Rooney went and complained to my boss. That sod-skinned nitwit almost got me fired from CCN. They told me I'd be gone if he pressed harassment charges. How convenient for you that he's dead. Now, far from fired, you're the rising star reporting on his murder. Oh, Senior Trooper Matthew, surely you don't think I'd stoop so low as to kill him. I'm a journalist with integrity, after all. A journalist with integrity, my foot! Mr. LaRue seems no better than any gossip rag writer chasing a scandal. Anyway, you're right, Matthew. Who knows what other dramas the victim got into at the press junket? We should look around, quick. Here we go. Here we go. Matthew, is that white substance on the $100 bill what I think it is? Well, we all know drugs can make people irrational and violent. We better vacuum up that stuff to check exactly what it is. And that movie poster features the victim, but someone wrote, "You're no hero" above his head. It seems someone here had a beef against Rooney. A sample of that pig substance on the poster might tell us who. Matthew, I can tell this investigation is heating up. We better not get stage fright now. bad that $100 bill is evidence. I would have liked to have that, for sure. Matthew, let's get the white powder from the $100 bill to Rupert. If it's drugs, we need to know stat. Get the results after my local news. Of course, is what I was saying about me meeting at least one person from all 3 of my local news stations. You can actually see those photos on my personal profile page. And as you might expect, I am aspiring to be a news reporter, just not that kind though, because I guess I'm appealed by it. That's just really appealing to me. You got a sample of the stain from the movie poster. Let's see if the microscope can tell us more. Forever and ever makeup. That stain on the poster was blush from Forever and Ever makeup? Wait, that actress Savannah Blake, she's the face of that brand. I've seen her on all the billboards. So our victim's co-star was the one who defaced the poster, saying Ronald was no hero? We better grab a chat with Savannah about that. Miss Blake, we found a little message you left for the victim. What did you mean by claiming he's no hero? I didn't want to speak ill of the dead earlier, but I see it's time to talk plainly. Ronald kept playing noble heroes in the movies, but in real life he was a selfish slug. I know it may look like I'm a bimbo who talks about her teeth bleaching in Hearsay Weekly, but unlike Ronald, I care. And so I organized a fundraiser for the victims of the earthquake. I am trying to be a good person and give back to the people. I asked Ronald to attend the event, maybe donate some money, but he refused. Using his influence to help some poor souls would have cramped his style. He was selfish, and now he's been punished. That may be, Miss Blake, but for your sake we hope you weren't the one doing the punishing. Okay, folks, we have returned. Let's get the results of the white powder right now. Currently have house to myself now because my grandma's in the hospital due to high blood pressure. But she seemed fine to me, so I'm not too worried. Well, Matthew, you and Gloria are quite astute. The white powder you sent me was in fact cocaine. Did you know that doctors in the 19th century used this drug as a pain reliever? Why? There are some records of Concordia and cocaine tooth drops that... Sorry, Rupert, we're more concerned with the present. If someone was snorting cocaine at the press junket, it probably wasn't for toothache. Well, Matthew, one thing I can tell you is that it was your victim who took these drugs. His DNA is all over the sample. So Ronald Rooney, movie star extraordinaire, liked to dip his nose into snow? If Ronald blatantly took drugs at the press junket, you gotta wonder how he was during the filming. Let's see what Mr. Cove thought. Mr. Cove, our investigation into the murder of Ronald Rooney has led us to conclude that he had some bad habits. While he did show up late on set a lot, he made the schedule so erratic I had to miss some of my teeth bleaching appointments. We were thinking of something a lot more illicit. Rooney's drug use, to be exact. Oh, so you know about that. What a relief. You're happy we know your star was a drug addict? Well, usually I have to hide it for publicity and everything. But now I can tell you openly what a nightmare Ronald was to work with. Without his fix, the guy had the attention span of a goldfish and the temper of a grizzly bear. Forget about learning his lines. And you know the worst thing? I was contractually obligated to make another 3 movies with the guy. 3! I thought I'd go mad! Only now that he's dead, a new actor will take his place, I imagine. Oh yes, I couldn't be happier. The fans might mourn his passing, but I'm free. I'm free. Well, Matthew, clearly all was not all was well on the set of Transmutators 9, the movie our victim starred in. His co-lead claims he was heartless and refused to help her charity efforts. And the film director couldn't wait to be rid of him because of how unreliable his cocaine habit made him. Would either of them have shot Ronald? Who knows, but it would help if we found the gun. You're right, we need to head back to the crime scene. The key to solving this case must be there. I think I see the clues already. Dirty handkerchief. Bra. Tie. Champagne crate. Glasses. And pen. Good, I got to beat this guy. Matthew, look at that handkerchief. That stain looks suspiciously like gunpowder. Think you can get a sample? And you're right, that crate of empty champagne bottles would be a good hiding place. Let's look through it. We're closer to catching the killer than we've ever been. Let's do this, Matthew. Still, to me, this would be kind of like my nightmare. But then again, you would never see treatment like this guy, Ronald Rooney, did. You wouldn't see that in Hawaii ever. Because I met a lot of my favorite newscasters, and all I can say is they had good words for me too. Well, I'll be darned. You found a gun in that champagne crate, Matthew. This must be the weapon the killer used to shoot Ronald Rooney. Rita will be able to confirm. Hours. You got the sample from the handkerchief. Rupert can analyze it and tell us everything we need to know. Alright, and that will do for this, and I will see you guys when both of these are done. Alright, we have returned. Let's get the results of the gun first. Hey Matthew, you'll be glad to hear that the gun you found was the murder weapon. This is the Big Bauer P253 pistol we've been looking for. A nice, reliable firearm. I approve of the killer's choice. We're glad to hear it, but did you find anything to lead us to the kill? Well, when examining it, I found some green fibers lodged in the magazine. So I sent them to the lab rats. They couldn't retrieve any useful DNA or any other substance, but said the fibers must have come from the killer's clothes. So here's something for you. Your killer wears green. Well, their green-toting streak won't last for long. Matthew the killer will be wearing orange soon enough.
They will never change.
Time to get your client out of your kids.
So, Donna's not going to jail? No.
Because she is going to lose her job. She's been probation, she's been in a sex offenders registry. And that Supervisor Kessel...
Matthew, I'll get straight to the point. From the handkerchief was indeed gunpowder. Given that we found the hanky on the crime scene, it must have been the killer who dropped it there. Oh yes, the killer clearly wiped their hands on the handkerchief to remove the residue and allay suspicion. But they didn't count on you, Matthew. Especially since they wiped their hands so vigorously that they left skin cells behind mixed in with the sample you took. I can only get a partial DNA profile from the sample, but I can tell you that the killer has brown eyes. Well, the killer's brown eyes will be crying soon, that's for certain. Matthew, we have all the evidence we need to put Ronald Rooney's killer behind bars. Let's do this. Lights, camera, action. Hard to believe it's not Savannah Blake. It's the restaurant owner, Yoshinobu Akagi. Akagi, I should say. Yep, it is. Yoshinobu Akagi, you're under arrest for the murder of Ronald Rooney. What? You think I would murder my old friend? You're crazy. Well, we're not the ones who left teeth whitener on the box that held the bullets used to kill Mr. Rooney. Please, whitening your teeth is a common thing nowadays, and not just for fancy rich people. Besides, why would I go near a box of bullets? Probably so that you could load the Big Bauer that killed Rooney. Only you left green fibers off your clothes in the magazine. Again, I am not the only person who wears green in Grimsboro. No, but you also let your skin cells on the handkerchief you used to remove the gunpowder from your hands. The game's over, Mr. Akagi. Alright, Senior Trooper Matthew, you got me. I did kill Ronald. I killed the only person I ever loved. That's the truth. Loved? As in, you were romantically involved with Mr. Rooney? Yes. We've been together on and off since university. Long years full of hiding, secrecy, and Ronald refusing to come out of the closet. I tried to be patient and not pressure him, Senior Trooper Matthew, but how long was I supposed to wait? I just wanted him to admit that we were together. But when I asked him to take me to the premiere as his date, he exploded. He suddenly turned all his anger, all his frustration against me. So Rooney was torn between love and fame. Is that why he became so volatile that he trashed your restaurant? My restaurant and my heart. He said that if I couldn't understand his need to be in the limelight, it was over between us. Senior Trooper Matthew, I never felt so betrayed, angry, and distraught. Ronald ruined my life, so I decided to ruin his. I went to the premiere with a gun hidden under my vest. I wasn't sure I'd have the strength to pull the trigger, but when I saw him smiling at the crowd, I lost it. I then threw the gun away and escaped in the ensuing chaos. I killed the man of my dreams. Now Ronald will never smile at me again. Indeed not. Mr. Akagi, we've got no choice but to put you under arrest. Yoshinobu Akagi, you are before this court for the murder by gunshot of movie star Ronald Rooney. I'm guilty, I killed him. Nobody can feel worse about losing him than me. Then perhaps you can clear up a question. It says here that you attended the press conference to commemorate Rooney. Why did you do that? I wanted to hear all the nice things people would say about him. I wanted to have other people around me who grieved for him too. Unfortunately, Mr. Akagi, your heartbreak can't undo this murder, and so this court sentences you to 10 years in prison. I will pay the price for my crime, and one day Ronald and I will be together again. What a tragic end to a romance, Matthew, but this is what happens when passion gets the better of a person. Yoshinobu Akagi could no longer think clearly, to the point that he killed the only person he ever loved. I must say, interesting as it was to dip my toes into the world of movie stars and their dramas, I'm relieved it's over and... actually, Matthew, do you have a minute?
America's favorite family is just a matter of time.
There's a young lady tearing her hair out in my lap, and she says she knows you.
It's a dance where daughters promise the fathers to stay virtuously. There's so much for that promise. Doc says Lynn is 3 months pregnant.
We'll see you guys for On Shaky Ground 3-6, but first take a look at the other ones. Andy Schmidt cleared out your clue 3. Mike Cove, no green clothes. Louis LaRue cleared from the start. Savannah Blake, green eyes instead. I'll see you guys for the additional investigation on Shaky Ground 3. We're back, folks, and it's now time for On Shaky Ground 3-6.
That's our friend.
Let's see.
Today there are nearly 6.5 million Irish.
I hope Carter never feels worried, feels like I'm not giving him enough attention because of my job. I sometimes worry he's lonely. Speaking of worry, Matthew, there's something I'd like to discuss with you. Actually, Matthew, do you have a minute? There's a young lady tearing her hair out of my lap, and she says she knows you. She calls herself Savannah Blake. Really? Then Matthew, you better help Rupert sort out Miss Blake, and then find me for our talk later.
I was diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer.
A true story with Keytruda.
My world came crashing down. My kids. But I was not ready to give up.
Savannah Blake. Senior Trooper Matthew, this is an outrage. I'm absolutely livid.
Patients a longer life than chemotherapy.
Please, Miss Blake, tell us what happened. Would you like some tea? I don't need tea, I need justice. My charity auction for the earthquake victims is tonight. And someone's stolen all the donated artwork. I was going to sell the pieces to raise money, but they're all gone. An art heist? That is serious indeed. Exactly. And there's more. Not only did someone steal the artwork, but they replace it with their own distasteful creations. The thief left some ghastly paintings depicting the earthquake and the horrible suffering it caused, as if this disaster was something to gape at. I can't auction off such garbage, but all the original art is gone, and now the fundraiser can't go on. Don't worry, Miss Blake. I'm sure Senior Trooper Matthew will be able to do something. I hope so. I tore up all the robbers' art, but maybe some is still left at the hotel. Please alert me as soon as you know more. Alright, Matthew, I guess I'd better leave you to find the miscreant who robbed the gala. Oh, you want me to come to the hotel with you? Well, I suppose Amir does nag me to get out of the lab more often.
Original brush and nozzle and ultra control gel for the toughest jobs on Earth. If you love these fools who love detectives and their friends in the police, because that is the Chicago of the good guys. Chicago stream now on demand.
We appreciate you being here, officers, but we didn't call the police. Right, the doctor did. There's mandatory reporting in this situation. So. Your daughter Lane is 13 and she's pregnant.
Oh well, never mind then. Never mind on that. Power up then.
Local celebrities
Alright, well, I didn't get a chance to use the Times 6, but that's okay. I changed my,
You guys said that the doctors think that Lane is 10 to 12 weeks
pet to the cat.
happened probably July, right when they were here in Harlem doing some missionary. Lane and St. Christine. It's probable cause for statutory rape in New York City.
Torn canvas.
I'm at the hospital every week. Come on. I'm not nice try. So, Dodds. You've had experience with insular religious leaders? Okay, let's go. Chen, you go with me.
There we go.
The lieutenant always this proactive. No problem. It's just when this happened with
Matthew, this torn canvas must be the artwork the thief left here.
So my father says.
Miss Blake destroyed it in a fit of rage, but I gather piecing it back together is one of your specialties. Indeed it is, Rupert.
She was discharged this morning.
By Dr. Sloan?
No. Oh, I see there's a note here saying we were supposed to call you. Sorry.
How long ago did she leave?
Of course, that is SVU in the background, but please disregard my background noise because that's totally irrelevant
We've
to
had a
this.
wonderful time in New York, but I am ready to trade in the Big Apple for some fresh-picked farm apples.
This for some Dr. Graham country. Sergeant Dawes might have this for you. Alright guys, let's take a break for 5 minutes here. Hey, hold up. Rough night.
It was, but we all prayed together.
We're on the way home now. Lane's well enough to travel. We're glad to hear that, but we still need to talk to her.
But like Pastor Elton told you, we'll deal with all of this in Allentown.
There we go.
3 months ago, I guess you would
Matthew, this is vile. 2 dead bodies, the belongings of people who perished, with photos of actual earthquake victims. Is that what people call art nowadays? It's like the artist took joy in depicting suffering. No wonder Miss Blake didn't want to display it at her charity gala. And what kind of a person would rob a fundraiser and replace all the art with this sort of monstrosity? You're right, Matthew. Whoever they were, they signed their deed. I trust Gabriel can shed some light on their identity.
Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Can we get pepperoni?
You got it. 2 large fries coming up. Yeah, why don't you come on over?
Why, you keep prisoners in there?
Yeah, sometimes. So, you know what's going on with the system.
Matthew, thanks for finding time to talk. This isn't easy to bring up, but it's about Jones. I'm really worried.
Yeah.
Remember when we recently looked into the missing social worker's case? He acted very oddly, didn't he? Jones kept trying to convince us that there was nothing to the case, but it seemed like he was hiding something, so I tried to look into it. I checked the evidence room to see all the info on the case, and Matthew, there's nothing. Jones took it all out. The logbook says that Jones removed evidence on that case right after we stumbled on it. Why would he do that? You're right. We'd better ask the man himself. He left the station a while ago, talking about getting... Alright, good idea. Let's look for Jones at the sushi restaurant and hope he'll clear up this mystery.
Timber, Lane, Parkey, Graham, and Crew.
How's your wife? How's she stay this week? Why do you ask? Just a question. Maybe I should try calling and ask her about it again.
You can, but you're not telling me, right?
Of course not.
Let's see if Jones is here. Well, I don't think he is. No, he's not.
Ask you a few questions. I'm not going to ask you to name any names, so you don't have to break your promise. Okay? Is it somebody that you knew? Is it somebody in your family?
Coffee. There we are.
He loves me.
He loves you. Okay, then in that case, he's not going to get into trouble.
No sign of Jones, but this camera is obviously from the evidence room. It still has its tag. And the case number matches that missing social worker's file. What do you want to bet it was Jones who took this out of the evidence room, Matt, and forgot it here? Do you think you can unlock the camera, Matthew?
We'll be up and running in about a week or so.
Well, I have all the stars, so I don't have to worry about anything.
Do you guys have a warrant? Yeah, here you go. We also got one for your cameras, your computers, your everything, and everything you shot this season. Well, I gotta let you know what this is all about.
If you don't know, let me make this issue right.
That. C1S.
You want to accuse everything.
W6. Oh, and I just got the 9 in time. Perfect, Matthew. Now let's have Kathy dig into this camera and find out what Jones didn't want us to see.
I mean, if offers will stand us.
Your whole life.
This is 6 hours.
This is who I am. And it's what I gotta do.
And I'll see you guys when both of these are finished. Alright folks, we have returned. Let's get the results of the camera files first. Matthew, the camera you sent me was quite a shocker. Maybe you'd better sit down for this. Why? What is it? Do you now know why Jones removed it from the evidence room? Is it to do with that missing person? Yes, and I think you should see it for yourself, Matthew. Alright, I think this should work. I think it's recording now. It's not often that I do videos like this, but it's a special occasion, so
tell you.
Aw, darling, are you recording something for my birthday?
It doesn't.
How did you sneak up on me, you sneaky detective? Now you spoiled your own surprise.
Same surprise. And the memories take over. It's wonderful.
Matthew, did you just see what I saw? Apparently Jones and our missing social worker were dating.
The priest will say Joseph.
I guess that explains why Jones acted so strangely about Zoe Kusama's disappearance. She was his own girlfriend. Poor Jones. Imagine having to investigate your own missing girlfriend, not knowing if she's alive or dead. But why didn't he... I agree, Matthew. This is not right. I heard Jones just made it back to the station. We better talk to him.
Mrs. West, you have my deepest sympathies.
It was so good of you to come. Do you know Mrs. Fletcher?
Yes.
And this is my daughter, Kelly Barrett.
Sorry, Matthew, this isn't a good time. I just lost something important, and I've got to... Would it be Zoe Kusama's camera that you lost, Jones? The one you took out of the evidence room? You... Oh, God, you found it? Did you watch the footage? We did, Jones. And yes, we know the truth. You were dating Zoe. The only thing we don't understand is, why did you go to such lengths to conceal this from us? We could have helped you look for her. I know. I should have been honest with you, Matthew. But it was a confusing time, and the longer it went on, the harder it was to tell you the truth. Matthew, the few short months I spent with Zoe were some of the happiest in my life. She's so kind and also likes donuts, and her disappearance is like a bolt from the blue. She was a caring, lovely woman. I can't imagine who could have wished her harm. I kept looking for her even after everyone else stopped, but it's not looking promising so far, so I didn't want to involve anyone else in my search. It must have been terrible, Jones, carrying that inside of you, being so afraid for her and not telling anyone. But we're here for you now. Thank you, Matthew. I never doubted you'd have my back. I'm sorry for lying to you. For what it's worth, it wasn't easy. Well, let's have no more secrets between us now, my friend. You're not alone. And I promise you we'll find Zoe together. I put good money on that.
Weeknights on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
My dad was a monster.
This thing will hurry up.
God transform him. So I wrote this song.
Okay, there we go. Now the offensive art. Matthew, I hear you managed to take Rupert out on some field work with you. Oh, it's a treat to witness Matthew at work. So how about that art we sent you, Gabriel? Ah, yes, a site designed to provoke. To be sure, it was created by an up-and-coming young artist named Mira Cat. I recognize her signature because she recently made a buzz painting earthquake debris around town. She sounds rather fixated on this earthquake, I must say. Well, judging from this piece alone, the artist clearly has a sadistic streak and an unquenchable need for attention. It doesn't surprise me, since she's stolen prized pieces donated to the charity fundraiser and replaced them with her own. Matthew, I say we interrogate this rogue artist and thief without delay. Well, I remember you, Senior Trooper Matthew. We met once when I was snapping some pics of the earthquake. Now, what have I done to merit a visit from the police? You know perfectly well what you've done, Miss Cat. We found the statement piece you left for the charity gala. And we know you were the one who stole the real auction art. Oh great, so it worked! Have you posted my work online? I need as many search engine hits as I can get. Is this a game to you, Miss Cat? You're being questioned by the police for a crime. Dude, chill out. I plan to confess on social media anyway. The whole point was to get my name out there. Well, you got your name on an arrest warrant. And now tell us what you did with the art you stole from the fundraiser.
That's 70%.
Oh, that garbage?
Limited time offer.
I dumped it on the red carpet. I didn't think anyone would miss it. Anyway, knock yourselves out. Arrest me. My fans have already started a collection to bail me out. As you wish. Meanwhile, Senior Trooper Matthew and I will find the real auction art at the red carpet. We'll just have a bite to eat first.
As a special thanks from us to you, if you order right now, 4 additional Omaha Steaks burgers free. That's 8 total. You get it all. The Omaha Steaks Savings Celebration Package, a $193 value for just $49.99. Enjoy the lowest pricing of the season with the Savings Celebration Package from Omaha Steaks today.
You know, I didn't even realize it was you on.
Well, however long these rankings will be will remain a mystery.
I'm sure you have a lot on your mind.
Doesn't really hit her yet, Jeff.
And do I plan to do any more cases in Elite Mode? There's a chance I could, I just don't know when yet. I don't know, I've been pretty busy with school and all. Probably the summertime is when I might do some Elite Mode cases.
What is it that gets you ladies going?
I'm sure, but your life, Tom Patrick. You know, it seems like yesterday that I was teaching Kelly freshman. Wasn't she one of your students too?
No, I got junior. Kelly was trying to put the Academy after the session.
That's what I was puzzled.
Okay.
When Kelly and her mother were so very close. Why did you go off the boarding school in Vermont?
I don't know.
There we go.
I was hoping you might come into church tonight. We could talk.
I can't. But I have to go back to the house.
Matthew, this crate has garbage art written on it. That's how that deviant young lady. That's how that deviant young lady referred to the pieces she stole from the auction. So the paintings must be inside. I'll let you work your magic on the lock, Matthew.
Kelly, I want to help you.
But you can't. Nobody can. I never should have come to you. Look. Father, I know my catechism. I want you to just remember that what was said in that confessional, that remains between you and me. That's the way
I
it is
didn't say
now.
anything. I was just, just kind of looking around. Okay, let's see.
Reveal a laceration of the spleen, probably caused by a knife, blade 4 or 5 inches long, that did not kill Evan.
57775. Hey, 777.
Either stab or hit and stab. My egg.
Okay.
You are woman for the past 15 minutes.
4, 5, 5, 7, 9. Perfect. Thank goodness, we finally have the original art from the charity auction back in our good hands. Let's return it to Miss Blake at once.
It didn't say, or what did it say?
Senior Trooper Matthew, I can't thank you enough for finding the fundraiser's art for me. The auction will raise thousands of dollars for the victims of the tragic earthquake and greatly contribute to the relief efforts. We're just glad to be of help, Miss Blake. No, you deserve a proper reward. How would you like to attend the gala tonight, Senior Trooper Matthew? Just make sure to dress to impress.
Hello, George. I don't think you comic book story.
Oh, good. We'll play to the old.
Wonder if we'll ever find Zoe Kusama. Matthew, I say it's a spiffing thing Miss Blake invited us to that fundraiser. The champagne is incredible. That is to say, of course it was also fantastic to see so much money raised for the earthquake relief. Well, while you were out partying, that artist you put in custody for theft was released on bail. It seems the stunt did win her the notoriety she wanted. Social media is abuzz and everyone's talking about her art. It strikes me as rather poor taste on her part to seek profit off others' misery, but to each their own. Somehow I doubt this is the last time we'll hear of this Mira cat. And I wanted to thank you again for being so understanding, Matthew. I never should have lied to you about my relationship with Zoe. No, you shouldn't have. You should have disclosed the conflict of interest to me since you were the officer on her case. I know, and I admit that I do feel better now that the truth is out in the open. Jones, remember that you'll always have us, and together we'll keep searching for Zoe. Nothing will stop us from bringing her home. Will we find her? I guess we'll find out.
You need our most gentle recipe. New Oat Delicacy by Whole Ones. A caring formula blended with oat milk and rice cream extracts. Intensive moisture for hair without the weigh down. Only from Whole Ones.
My guess is it's going to be open on Thursday.
Digital pregnancy test with Smart Data gives unmistakable clear results written.
But there have been some cases that have
absolute clarity.
Opened on
Dishwasher, why don't you dry my dishes?
Tuesdays.
You just need to add finished jet rinsing. It's there for a reason. It dries much better than detergent alone.
Sorry, dishwasher.
Finish jet dry. The dryer shines your dishes.
Ladies, have you noticed your earrings aren't sitting upright where they should? For anyone who wears earrings, we've got something guaranteed to make them look better. You'll feel more beautiful
March
and
22nd.
more confident. Introducing Magic.
And that is Thursday.
Beauty breakthrough designed to instantly lift and support your earrings so they sit upright where they should. Just replace any earring back with Magic Backs. The secret is the easy lift heart-shaped design that safely and securely supports your earring against your earlobe. Simply slide Magic Backs onto any earring place. They'll feel more upright, feel more secure, and look more beautiful.
Four new ones.
That's really cool. I don't have a short hair. It's full of better.
5 new ones.
Magic Back Sterling Silver is hard, non-irritating, and works with any clothes.
4 new ones
Magic Backs make
from the current case.
They also keep little studs lifted. You'll come smooth, to secure, feel beautiful and confident.
Starting at $99.
There we go.
Arm & Hammer spin brush with a zero-action head. Both brushes and spins. See, great clean is what
Only 2 new ones.
the #1 toothbrush brand. But instead of paying $50, you get the same great clean for less than $10. So why pay more? Spin brush, only by Arm & Hammer.
It's still incredible.
Okay.
Maybe you're not talking about that.
Tell me about Kelly and Emma. I mean, do they have a good relationship?
Alright. Now, have some extra energy. I want to show you my cards. And we'll see you guys for case number 10 on March 22nd. See y'all then.